evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight I'll be doing an informative speech on why you should learn self-defense. So, I'm not sure if you guys know, but in South Carolina, the domestic violence rate is really high. And every year since that they've been taking it, South Carolina has ranked top 10 out of the United States every year, and is currently top 5 in the nation for domestic violence. They're also, the femicide rate. The femicide rate in South Carolina, which means the rate of women being killed by men, is the national average, which was what I just said, on the top 5%. But the most common way that females are harmed by men are by firearms. And this information was brought to you by the South Carolina Coalition Against Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault. And the next slide will be as well. Another current issue in South Carolina is the issue of sexual assault. Roughly 50% of women and roughly 18% of men are victims of sexual assault in South Carolina. And those are just the cases that are reported. I think we all know, especially as women, that sometimes, there's cases that go unreported, and especially in men is very unreported, especially with sexual assault. Another problem in South Carolina is human trafficking. I don't know if you guys know what this is, but it's pretty much modern slavery, so they term it. It involves the use of fraud, coercion, and any other type of exploitation for sexual labor. This criminal act is a $1 billion business in South Carolina, and it produces $1 billion per year. Just last year in 2017, 118 human trafficking cases were reported. And this information was brought to you by the Human Trafficking Hotline in South Carolina. And also some common hot spots for human trafficking would be like Charleston, Fortsport, Columbia, Greenville, all like the major places in South Carolina. That's where it's at. Wow. So now that I gave you this information, you're saying, okay, yes, this is heavy, but now how do I protect myself? So I'd say that you should learn self-defense. And why? Because it can show you ways to ward off the attackers, and it can also give you enough time to escape so you can get away. And just remember that every second counts. Okay, and so what I want to go over right now is what makes an effective self-defense technique. So from this website, it gives you basically 5 things. You want it to work in the real world. You want it to be safe to apply. You want to be able to use it in a wide range of situations. You mostly want it to limit the opponent's options, and 5, you want to do the maximum amount of physical damage. So just to summarize that, if you only remember 2 things, you want it to be practical and you want it to work. And disclaimer, I'm going to show you a couple of videos. They're going to be by the same guy. I'm not backing that guy. I'm not teaching the self-defense techniques. I'm kind of learning along with you guys, but I just wanted to present the information to you guys. Okay. And so when you want to use self-defense, some of the sensitive regions on the body are the eyes, nose, throat, the solar plexus, the groin, and your knees. So those are pretty much the main regions where you want to aim for. I know a lot of people know the groin, but they might not know the other sensitive regions on the body. Okay, so the first video I'm going to show you is how to protect yourself from a frontal attack. And so I'm just going to go to the video clip. And I'm going to start at 135 and 250. So this is going to show you it really fast real quick.
It feels so powerful, and I couldn't fight that off. That kick to the groin going to weaken them a little bit and give me the opportunity to open up that.
Okay. And then I'm going to skip to where he just pretty much breaks it down and shows you what to do.
1, in hand, again. 1,
Right.
boom, and 1, and boom, and 1, and boom. And
I like his version of it because it's just kind of really simple. Just remember, if their hands are on your throat, move them to the side and knee them in the groin. I think it's simple and it's effective. Another common attack that they might come with is if you're being attacked from behind, they might pull your hair or try to choke you from the back. So this is another video just showing you what to do if that situation arises. Okay, I'm going to jump to the 20 second.
to the face.
Mm.
One to the
Yeah.
arm, there's a kick to the groin, and I can open up the gap leg
Yeah, so
separation.
when we go to 2, and I think we'll put it together here.
And open gap. Again.